house has like a small 1-car garage behind them. Now, mind you, this is like something like Boys in the Hood. You know, obviously like the crap looking, just abandoned cars. It's a real dump. I'm back there. Now, mind you, I'm wearing like your typical NYPD detective outfit. You know, Taka is a shirt.
What kind of shoes did you have?
Like
I'm having trouble with
black shoes, I guess.
I'm having a little trouble with Skype now all of a sudden. You didn't move, did you?
I went downstairs in my house to.
Yeah. Can you go back up?
It should be fine.
No, they're all sleeping upstairs.
Oh, shit. Yeah, we're starting to lose you all of a sudden.
I was cutting it out for a sec, but I think it's okay now.
Yeah.
You good now?
Sounds good now.
I'm close to the router.
Okay. Yeah, are you on Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so basically, I ended up seeing this guy, right? I end up I see that he's on top of one of the garages. So I make my way up there, and he goes from one to the next one. So I chase him. When I got too near him, I grab him, and I'm like, I grab this guy, young guy, probably like 17, 18-year-old guy. I grab him, and now my partner's coming up there, and now I'm calling on the radio, we got him. And when I went to go grab him and cuff him, walked through the roof of the garage. And mind you, it's probably about 8 feet, not even bad. Good. Yeah, probably about 8-foot ceiling. And we fell, boom, right down to the concrete. So.
Did you land on him at least?
We all just, it was like a slow crash through the roof. We slid down through the, boom, we slid. So. I remember rolling around with him, and then more cops come. We got him. I get up, and I'm like, shit, my shoulder popped out. So I pop it back in, right? Because I've done it a couple of times.
Yeah, I have to do that a couple times. So how did you take him down?
I popped my shoulder back in. I'm walking on basically just grab him. Just grab him.
How did you, what moves did you use?
What moves did I use? Basically like a big bear hug, and I pulled him to the ground.
Oh, man.
And we just ended up going through the roof and hitting the ground. And,
did he get hurt?
He got a couple of scratches, yeah.
Oh, I hope
he didn't get hurt.
Didn't you hurt him good?
Nah, he was young. He was a young cat, dude. He was ready to go,
You didn't put no karate chops on him or nothing?
Nah, man, I was 38 at the time. This guy was probably about 18, so he was good. He was good to go. I'm not saying when the other guys got there, they didn't give him a good ass kicking, but he ended up getting called. Right? He's going. It's not even my arrest. So I remember later on, I'm like, my shoulder's killing me. My shoulder hurts. I'm pissed off because I can't find my shoe. I'm walking around in my sock, one shoe. I go back to the precinct. I got one shoe. I look like a jerk off. Right, so I ended up going back there. And the funny thing is, Darren, is I ended up having somebody surrendered themselves that night. So I was in pain, and this person surrendered himself to be arrested.
For one of your
one of my cases.
One day you didn't want overtime.
I basically, after that, my shoulder's killing me. I go to the hospital. They check it out. They're like, it's a sprain, whatever. So back to the precinct. I think I'm going to leave and go home. And here comes this guy. He surrenders himself. So my arm's in a sling, and I end up spending the whole night there processing this arrest. Right?
For a robbery.
Yeah, well, he basically robbed his girlfriend. He smacked her and took her stuff, and he surrendered himself. So basically what happens is the squad detectives will push that to us, even though it's a domestic violence thing. Well, the first thing they ask, because they got so many cases too, they're like, did he take anything when you broke up and he smacked you? Did he take it? Well, yeah, he took my chain, he took my, whatever, my record albums. Well, then it's a robbery.
Yeah.
So this fool comes in, he surrenders himself. I'm like, all right, great. So here I am, my arm's in a sling, I might have to arrest him the whole night. So I go home that night. My wife's a nurse. I go home that night, and I'm like, dude, I am in pain. I'm like, I can't take this pain anymore. Right? I'm like, my arm's hurt. So the next day I go I go to work. I'm like, listen, I got to go sick. I got to call, basically what they do is you in the NYPD, you have unlimited sick. So you go sick. So I'm going line of duty injury from yesterday. I'm sick. So I leave, I go home, and I go see the department doctor a couple of days later. He tells me, looks at my shoulder, tells me, take a couple of weeks off. So I take a couple of weeks off. Still hurts. I mean, a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this something, this isn't normal, right? I go back to the department doctor. They tell me, okay, we'll give you approval to get an MRI done. Go get an MRI. So I got the done. They're like, well, you torn your labrum, your rotator cuff, pretty bad. I'm like, okay. Make a long story short, I go see an orthopedic surgeon. Tells me I need to have surgery. I have surgery done. The city pays for the surgery. They put 5 screws in my arm, a couple of wires, put it back together. And basically now everybody at work's telling me, you hit the Irish lottery.
You're like, what?
No, I knew what
okay.
It's called 3/4. I knew what it meant.
Okay, guys, we're coming up to the bottom of the hour here, so I'm going to put a couple songs. And you guys can have a break for a sec. Sound good?
10-4. Yeah, I got to go to bed soon.
Yeah.
You got to go to bed soon?
Can you do another half hour, or do you want to do 15 more minutes?
Yeah, I could go another 15. It's fine.
Okay. You got 10 minutes break. I'm going to put 2 songs on.
All right, 10-4.
All right.
You got it, brother.
Be good. All right. Rock
Can I sing the Canadian National Anthem?
Man, thanks for being here tonight. Yeah, baby.
Man, native.
that I can't ignore, and I'm recalling that we've said all you're saying before. Though you're proclaiming you found something new. You're not the first or the last. Can't claim to discover what stood there before. What's your future?
right. We are back. Okay.
Woo-hoo.
Oh, man.
All right.
You fell through.
Such a
you
sensitive
hurt your shoulder.
topic, though. You know.
Hurt my shoulder.
You lost your shoe. And then what happened?
Basically, after that, it was department documents and surgery, and that they gave me what they call the Irish lottery, which is basically retired at 38 years old on a disability pension, which is much better than your regular pension because it's tax exempt. And I sat around for about a year and a half, and I moved to beautiful, sunny Portland, fucking Oregon.
Yeah. You drove like 120 miles an hour all the way across the country, didn't you?
I was one time, we were in Nebraska, and I got stopped in Nebraska. And guy told us we were speeding. I was in traffic. Basically, he saw New York plates on a car with two guys in it and pulls us over. So we ID ourselves. Listen, I'll tell you right now, guys, it's very odd that a cop gives another cop a ticket. So it's... But I showed him my retirement ID, and he basically shooting the shit with us for a couple minutes. And some cop in Nebraska, and he's like, yeah, listen, man. I said, listen, we're driving to Oregon and BSing on the side of the highway. He tells us, yeah, listen, man, I patrol from here to mile marker, whatever, 120. He goes, you guys are good for the next 90 miles. So, you can open it up.
That's great.
Basically, it's in the middle of, corn husker country. And he's like, yeah, I cover this stretch of highway. So you guys can, you can go over 55. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, no problem. So my little niece cranked that sucker up as fast as it'll go. Mind you guys, if I ever listen, driving across the country, if you take that middle route.
Have you ever seen any kind of UFOs, can I ask you, in the years you were on the police force?
Or anybody on your force.
Great, strange things.
I never did. I'm not going to say there isn't any, but I never did. I mean, mind you, like New York City's, I've seen a lot of people that might be fucking aliens.
Oh, yeah. Fucking right. I can imagine.
There's some weird people out there. I'm never.
What's the funniest thing that you ever seen when you were in the police force?
I can tell you something. You want to know something weird? I'll tell you something weird. All right, listen to this. This is before 9/11. All right, I told Darren this story. I'm working. I'm in the gun unit, right? So basically, it's 4th of July, and from all my Canadian friends, that's the time we took independence from the Queen. That you guys still celebrate. So I'm working on 4th of July. So basically 4th of July is like nobody wants to work. So my boss, my sergeant's like, hey, John, if you work the day shift with me, we're going to cover patrol, meaning we're going to be like the patrol sergeant vehicle on the road for patrol. And we'll get out of here at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and you can, it's 4th of July. Everybody, nothing really happens during the day. At night is when Americans blow shit up, drink, and, hurt themselves. So basically, I had a party to go to that night. I'm like, great. I'll work the day shift with you. I won't get involved. You're driving the sergeant, so you don't have to worry about getting involved in an arrest or anything like that. So I'm working with the sergeant, and mind you, we're working right by JFK Airport. So we get a call from a patrol car, saying that they found a body in the woods by the airport. So now they need the sergeant to come over. So me and my boss roll over there. And basically, it's like a dirt road adjacent to the airport. And it's like a wooded area. And taxi drivers go there to sleep and hang out. And basically, taxi driver gets out of his car and go take a piss. He smells something in the woods, and he finds a body that's like half burnt in the woods. So we roll up. We get there. We're looking at the body, and we're like, oh, that's a, partly decomposed, burnt up body. You can see it was half burnt, half not burnt. A little bloated because it's been there for about a day or two.
So, somebody was trying to cook him and eat him?
No, somebody just the story gets a little stranger. So here he is. He's dead. He's face first on the ground. He's burnt up. His clothes partially burnt off. You can see like the flesh of his back of his head. He's face first in the muck, right? So it's like a swamp area a little bit. So now we got to call, medical examiner, emergency service guys like the SWAT guys. They come, and I'm standing there with the patrol guys that found the body, and the medical examiner flips him over, and all of his lower extremities and his intestines are hanging out, and basically his cock and balls are missing. Been cut away. You can see it's been cut away.
Oh,
so I'm like,
somebody ate that shit.
No, it gets even weirder.
Nobody ate the body.
Wolfman would have ate that shit, wouldn't you, Wolfman?
So
is that yuck?
He's cut away. So basically, we're looking at this now like, wow, he really pissed somebody to fuck off because they cut his balls off and his nuts. Cut his nuts and his cock off. So now we call for a cadaver dog to show up. Now, mind you guys, it's 4th of July, so we're on a skeleton crew. Nobody works 4th of July. So we have to call a cadaver dog from a county which is about 40 miles away from New York City. The only one working.
Wait a minute. A skeleton crew. Does that mean like you guys were like on Halloween trick or treating?
Yeah. We were wearing trick or treating outfits. It's a big tradition.
On the 4th of July.
It's a big tradition in America. My Canadian friend to wear a Halloween costume on 4th of July. But so, make a long story short, cadaver dog shows up. I'm walking with the officer with the cadaver dog. The dog starts pulling him down this dirt road.
You were looking for the penis, right? Weren't you?
We were looking for the rest of his body, yeah.
Okay.
So the dog starts pulling us down the street, down this dirt road. Now there's telephone poles, light poles, along the side of the road.
Yeah.
And I can see at the bottom of the pole is all burnt, like the grass area is all burnt. So we get down there, and there, nailed to the pole, is a very large fucking penis, and his nuts nailed to the telephone pole, burnt. So I call the ME over, and the ME goes, well, I can't tell you right now. He goes, but I'd have to safe to say that belongs to the guy down the road. So
you probably cheated on someone.
Nah, you know what it was? It's a big Haitian and Jamaican area. So basically what I was told later on by Intel guys is that if you, in like Haitian and there's voodoo, you cut away, like if you cut up someone's eyes before you kill them, they'll be blind in Hades. They'll be blind in hell. So basically they cut his balls and his cock off
while he was alive
prior to him being murdered. So when he dies...
Yeah. He can't get no 32 virgins. Fuck him, right?
Yeah, he's got no cock and balls for his death.
Heaven.
He can't go to heaven with balls. So they basically cut away his balls and his cock and nailed him to a pole and lit him on fire. And then put a bullet in his head and dumped him in the woods. But it's some Jamaican or...
And tell him about the picture.
Oh, I took pictures of it. I just bought a thing, my thumb up, like he's smiling.
Wait a minute. You took a picture like a selfie by the balls with your thumbs up, like, hey.
Yeah. I brought it to the party because people always, friends would ask me, what happened at work today? I'm like, dude, you're not going to believe this, but I got a Polaroid of it. I took a picture of me with the with the measuring tape.
Yeah.
The crime scene tape, and me holding it up like this with a smile, like, yeah.
Fucking A, dude. That's so badass.
So it was definitely a good party thing.
Fuck yeah.
Pull it out every party.
Pull it out every party.
Hey, man, you guys want to see my face next to some balls?
Basically, I went to the party, and I'm telling people, I'm like, how was work? You're not going to believe this, but you're not going to believe what I saw today. People are what's the weirdest thing, That was pretty weird. So
that is.
That sounds pretty fucking great.
All the day's work, dude. That's all it was.
I'm glad. I'm
Is that
glad
you,
I
Yuck?
asked you
Yeah,
that.
man, I'm
one
back in
day.
here.
Do you have any questions for him?
How long have you been a fucking cop in New York, man?
I was a cop for 15 years in New York City.
So you retired now or what?
I retired in 2007.
Oh, right on, yeah. God damn, so like right in Manhattan or where?
No,
like,
no. I
boroughs?
wasn't that lucky, man. No, I started my career in Brooklyn, worked in Jamaica, Queens, New York.
God damn.
I was a ghetto cop, dude. Everybody thinks
installed this?
Manhattan. Listen, I would go to Manhattan on like parades and stuff because it was
Yeah.
nice to get out of the ghetto for a while.
yeah.
But, yeah, it's not all NYPD blue.
Holy fuck! So what'd you say? 15 years?
15 years.
So damn. So what? Like so you started in like 1990.
I started 1993.
Holy crap, man! Yeah, that's when shit. Well, that was about maybe when Manhattan was starting to get cleaned up.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get a chance to work in Uptown. I mean, I remember as a kid growing up in New York City, you would go to Times Square and it was nothing but crosses and
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
all
yeah,
fucked
back
up.
then.
No, they cleaned up the city.
Oh yeah. So you grew up there, huh?
No, we used to take the train in New York City.
Well, yeah. I
in
mean, you grew up in New York State around that area, right?
Well, I was born in Brooklyn, and I moved out to the island when I was in Long Island. So the city was our little playground. We would pop in there every once in a while.
Fuck yeah, man. If I was out there, and I see we're about the same age. You might be like 5 years older than me, but I know if I was going up there, I'd be dipping over to see some prostitutes too, dude.
Yeah,
see
no,
us over here. All we had to do is like sneak a fucking look at a Playboy, maybe rip
Yeah.
a page out of our father's magazine, so you don't know.
New York City was a trip, But like I said, I grew up on Long Island, so we were big like beach
Yeah.
people, So
Actually, I grew up with a buddy that moved here. He actually moved to Green Bay from Long Island. Probably
okay.
93, yeah, right around that time, right
Yeah.
in high school, yeah. Yeah, man, I've been out there a bunch of times, probably like 5-6 times. I've been to Long
Yeah.
Island, I've been to Brooklyn a few times.
Yeah, no, it's definitely. I want Darren to go. It's a cool place. It's New York's a trip. I mean, it's a tough place to make a living. It's quick paced. It's got to hustle. There's no doubt about it. You got to
Man,
hustle.
you're good. You're good if you go out to Manhattan. I brought my son out there. He was in 4th grade, maybe 3rd grade. Went out to Manhattan and stayed like a week.
Yeah, no, listen, New York City is a great city. There's no doubt about it. There's always something to do. There's always something going on. Like I said,
Yeah, we came out. We went out there, Wolfman, and fucking shot a video, and we did it all bootleg in Central Park.
Oh, you're being filmed.
I know, right? Like the cops came and they waited until we were done with our shot, and they're like, "You got to get off this rock."
Exactly.
Dude,
Okay,
the funny thing about it is, like, I had my son. He's like, he must have been like the end of 3rd grade.
Yeah.
And I gave him like the little Polaroid and I'm like, just film whatever. And like the whole time we were on this rock, like 5 feet from us was a sleeping fucking homeless guy. He's just sleeping, and we're trying to record some fucking music shit.
Yeah, no. The one thing about New York City,
I got a question.
it's unshocked. We're not shocked by anything. I mean, you can walk down the street, dressed
Sure.
like fucking Batman, and people are just gonna walk right the fuck by you.
Batman.
Everybody was cool. Like the cops were cool as fuck. They were
we don't
just like,
care
hey
about
man,
that.
you can't be doing this shit here. Just get out of here now.
Hey,
Yeah, no.
John.
Like one thing I noticed about like being a cop in New York City is you pick and choose your battles. You know what I mean?
Of course. Yeah.
You guys aren't hurting anybody, so we're just like, hey, guys, you really can't do that here, but finish it up and be on your way. It's called discretion. It's discretion.
Yeah.
Okay,
You guys ain't out there
I got a
hurting
question
anybody,
for you,
just
John.
doing your thing,
I got a
like-
question. John,
Exactly.
Yo.
what do you think about all the conspiracy theories about 911?
Listen, guys, like I said, I know there's all these conspiracy theories. I don't believe in any of that bomb stuff because I seen what I seen the building come down. So
Yeah,
You know,
I
What
know.
about the
I mean-
thermite paint? You don't believe in the thermite paint?
no,
I'm sorry.
Well, there's all the
it's all right. Honestly, guys, no.
It
No.
seems to me like
it was just one of them things, man.
I don't know.
And you saw the plane parts.
I seen it. It hit the building. I seen the wheels. I seen the
No
planes.
way.
It was there. Plane smashed into the building.
It was not a freaking hologram, that's for sure.
Get the fuck out of here. Do you really believe that, Wolfman?
No.
Okay.
It really happened.
The thermite stuff, there is some evidence of some sort of maybe a controlled demolition.
Yeah.
I don't think so,
I've bought into it before, but I don't fucking know anymore, honestly.
I don't think so. No, honestly, basically, what I was told by the Army Corps of Engineers stuff is the way the building was designed. It was a state-of-the-art building in the 1970s. Basically, the skeleton of the building was the exterior, meaning they want open floor, designed by a Japanese designer, and he designed like an open floor plan, meaning like your other buildings are built like cookie cutters, like a wing cake, and this one was like one of the original hollow two buildings. Like you look at your modern buildings now, they're built very similar. Basically, once one floor collapsed, it just pushed it straight down. And basically, the shell was the outside, that silver metal you saw. That was the actual skeleton of the building.
Yeah.
And the inside was just flooring, like floor joists, and open floor plan with elevator shafts.
And everything in the middle.
And once all that burnt up, it just went straight down.
Right down the middle of the hole.
Right down. I mean,
but
and people say, well, jet fuel can't burn that. I mean, mind you.
How can you burn metal?
I don't know. There might have been more shit going on. I mean, those explosions that could have been heard could have been like water fucking or whatever else could have been blowing the fuck up.
The lights breaking.
I don't know, man. Yeah, I totally understand. Like, if you watch, if you're gonna
fluorescent light bulbs in there.
Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to for you, but I'll say this: if you're gonna watch any 9/11 videos where the conspiracy theory is the whole predominant factor of the whole documentary, make sure you watch something that debunks it too.
Yeah, no, I watched a lot of them. And,
look at both sides. You got this conspiracy stuff.
No, you do. You definitely do. I watched one where it actually made sense. As they were like, what burns hotter than steel? And one of these scientists said, well, the plane is made of aluminum. And when aluminum burns, it melts. It becomes like a lava. And he took a piece of aluminum and he heated it up to the same temperature, and it was like a molting metal lava.
That was the popular mechanics one, wasn't it?
Yep. And he said, now look at the size of a 757 aircraft. That's mostly aluminum. And then it's burning. It's melting. So.
Did you guys ever listen to the one engineers what's this guy? He was from Mary Tyler Moore. What's his name again? From Mary Tyler Moore. He did actually a 911.
Not
Ed
the
Asner?
Shrink.
That's
Ed
it.
Asner.
Yep.
Ed Asner. Yeah.
Ed did?
Yeah, he did.
I lost my respect for him.
Yeah, Ed Asner did. I remember now. Architects and Engineers Against 911.
Yeah, there's a whole thing going on. I mean, listen, I mean, guys, let's face it. I mean, they said, well, George Bush, he wasn't smart enough to figure this the fuck out.
That's
honestly, dude. We weren't talking about the smartest administration.
That's funny.
Oh.
One thing I got to say about George Bush is he was born and raised in Connecticut. Where the fuck does he get the Texas accent from?
Right.
Nobody else in his family speaks with that accent. Where the hell did he get it? Listen, I can live in Oregon for the rest of my life. I will not speak like an Oregonian.
Man, as soon as he bought the baseball team, man, he was all in.
I just don't get it, man. He was raised in Connecticut.
The southern accent's different. It rubs off more.
Dude, he was raised in Connecticut.
We're at the top of the hour, boys. We're having
My brother-in-law lived there about 5 years before he had accent.
No,
it rubs off.
It does. I mean, it does rub off. I agree with that.
No, it does. But I'm saying, like,
It's funny, though.
It is.
Listen to Jeb. Jeb sounds like a fucking mental patient that's been locked in the fucking closet.
Exactly. I don't get where he gets Texas. Like, father and his mother don't have Texas accents.
No, but his wife does. Maybe he's just been listening to that bitch complain all fucking time.
I don't know. I don't get the guy. Listen, when people say to me it was his idea, the guy's not smart enough to figure that out. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
They benefited from it. I mean, obviously. A lot of people benefited from it. Yeah, man.
Listen, man.
I believe in it. Here, I'll say this, man. My bad to interrupt you again.
No problem.
But I believe, thank you. I believe fucking that, a lot of shit that came out afterward where it was like, how can we blame it on Iraq? How can we blame it on Iraq?
I agree with you.
I agree with that shit. They were like, you know what? We can fucking bank right now.
His father's...
Exactly.
He finished his father's war is what he did. No, listen. Basically, the going into Iraq would be like Pearl Harbor attacking the Philippines.
Yeah.
It would be when the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor. So now let's go to the Philippines and bomb the fuck out of them.
Oh yeah, and then now 15 years later, there's some new shit about Saudis. Guess what, you guys? You can't sue them. President Obama tells you can't sue these guys.
Exactly.
This is ridiculous.
I mean, the whole thing, like the Iraq thing, I couldn't understand. Saudi people attack the World Trade Center, and we go to a war in Iraq. What the hell did they have to do with it? Honestly, nothing. Nothing.
Oh, they got weapons of mass destruction, though, bud.
Oh,
you're a cop.
Now listen,
you should understand.
Listen, after all of that stuff in Iraq, why didn't the CIA just say, "Look, we found this bomb. Here it is."
No kidding.
How the hell could they plan? Listen, I'm not saying they should plan something, but
and now that makes
us as the general public, we wouldn't have known. They would have all of a sudden they would have pulled out a big rocket and say, "Here it is." Oh, we'd be like, "Wow, there it is."
Yeah, exactly. If they pulled off the whole mass conspiracy by bringing the towers down, why didn't they bomb?
Exactly. Or just put a real one there and say, "Look, we just."
Exactly right.
Would you have known? We would have been like, "Holy shit, there it was."
Yeah, I mean, especially when it comes to because like the UN was really involved. They're sure there's really weapons of mass destruction, and the UN is the one around her involved with the New World Order. They would have been planning them motherfuckers too.
Exactly, I agree. Listen, I'm not saying he was a good guy.
No doubt.
What's up? I'm not saying he's a good guy, but
John, what do you think of the modern situation with the police now, with all the Black Lives Matter?
Like the thing now, what it is, Darren, I explained this to you before in the past. There's it's a social media thing that's going out there. Like it's just a cool thing to be involved. And I totally understand like some areas about police brutality. It's true, it happens, it does happen. But a nationwide problem with it, I don't see it. Especially coming from the NYPD, which is a very diverse police department, I just don't see it. But what I think now is a lot of it has to do with, like I explained this one to you, Darren, it's a lot with the video cameras, a lot of the stuff. I mean, where on both sides, where the police are afraid to do their job. I see it downtown Portland now. They don't want to enter. But basically, like I told Darren, you have to put your hands on people. Meaning, if you got a bad gun robbery or something, who did a really bad crime, you have to reach out and grab him and arrest him. You can't rely on tasers and waters and get down and mind you, do I think it's the right thing to do? I do believe it's the right thing to do because, let's face it, I think that now police are afraid to get involved with a little hand-to-hand arrest. Meaning, sometimes a bad guy needs to be taken down. And if you're afraid to put your hands on somebody, you're on the wrong job. I mean, you're going to get into fights. I mean, that's the name of the game. It's, the good guy, bad guy thing.
Oh, I got something to say. But first, we're taking a break, and then I'll tell you about my brother and I, martial artists. So then you my Elmer, the police college, the bar where they go to, they asked my brother and I to actually bounce the cops.
Yeah. But basically,
Yeah, we're gonna have a break. I'm gonna play a song, and we'll be right back. Okay. You can have.
You got it.
Okay. Here we go.
Watch out to the big time thief who claim say that them smart. By bringing in the crack and the gun to come mash up the youth them heart. Later on red, when you all a look down on a tea bread. I hear an ex you dead. Whoa, later on red, when you all a sick down on a tea bread. I hear an ex you dead. Sneaking under man feet. A revelation time. Check the signs of the time. You're not police. And you see the youth they leg out the street and you know say things now go sweet. And a hustle man a shuffle hungry belly they a yard can't find food to eat. Later on red, where they all a look down on a tea bread. I hear an excuse dead. Back another life gone down. These are the time we should have some fun. Give thanks to Jack as the man soon come. To make a sense to tell the man them left your politics. Back and turn your back another man get